Hello again, my name is Rodney Reynolds and welcome to another video review. Today I'll be looking at the Lian PC-6087A case. At the front of this case, something a little different for Lian is a colored plexiglass door. Now this door opens and closes via a latch, and as you can see here, it works very well. Also here we have two long LED lights. I'll show you those a little later on. We have four 5¼ inch bays, three 3½ inch bays, the power buttons right here, a reset button, LEDs for both hard drive activity and the power light, and we have different fan settings here, low, medium, and high, for the two fans that intake air at the very bottom of the case. Also, we have two USB 2 ports at the very bottom. This is the intake for those two fans at the very bottom front of the case. Most older Lian cases had the intakes at the very front, and to be honest, that was a better design in my mind because it could intake more air than this little area right here. This can be removed, and there's a grill inside of here which can be cleaned. At the very top of the case, you will notice that they have included an exhaust fan, which is fantastic for porting all of that hot air right out of the top of the case. Something else that you will notice is a window in this case. Well, when you get this case first, what you will notice is it's not see-through, but rather it has an aluminum plate installed like so, just inside of the window. Now you can leave it like this if you wish, or remove that aluminum plate, and then of course you have this really cool looking see-through window. Now this window as well has all kinds of white squares. On the perimeter they're a little bit larger than on the inside. Now what this effect does is when you have a neon light inside of here, it really accentuates all of these different squares, and it does look really cool. However, some people will not think this is cool, and I think Lian should have possibly included a clear window in the case. At the back of the case here at the very top is where the power supply gets installed. Now how the power supply gets installed into this case is like so. You remove this plate here on the back of the case. You then take this plate, mount it onto your power supply, bring the whole thing back into the case, and go ahead, use the thumb screws to screw it back in. One thing of warning here though is that if you have a power supply that has an extra fan at the bottom, you're possibly going to have to remove the grill on the power supply to get this back in, because it is a very tight fit when you're trying to slide a power supply in that does have a fan on the bottom. Also at the back of the case we have another fan which ports all that hot air out of the case. With all Lian cases, thumb screws are a theme, and they're fantastic because they make removing anything that has a thumb screw on it very quick and simple. You will also notice a couple of security tabs here where you can install locks on, one for the side panel as well as one for the motherboard. Inside the case are these two USB connections which plug directly into your motherboard. These go to the front of the case, and again they are USB 2. This here is for connecting directly into your motherboard as well for things like the speaker, the hard drive LEDs, the power, the reset, and so on. Something also that's common throughout most Lian cases is a removable hard drive rack. You just remove a couple of thumb screws right here, and once you have done so, you can just simply take out and remove all of your hard drives like so. It's very simple to slide out as well as slide back. Now also you will notice that inside of here are those two intake fans, and again they do not intake from the front but rather from the bottom. This case also has a removable motherboard tray, which in my mind is very crucial to have because you can remove the tray like so from the case, bring it to wherever you have to install the motherboard or do whatever you have to do on that tray, and bring it right back. So you don't have to be carrying the case all over the place. Now, to remove this motherboard tray, it's very simple to do. There's actually 4 thumb screws in the back of the case. Just remove those, and it's very, very simple to slip that tray in and out. As I mentioned earlier, there are 2 blue LED lights on the front of this case, and they're very easy to connect because you will be connecting those 2 fans here on the front of the case anyway, and once you do that via this Molex connector, plugging it directly into your power supply, this supplies power to both the fans as well as those lights. And when connected, they give you this effect. With the window in the side, the door at the front, also those LEDs at the very front, and an exhaust fan at the very top. Really, Lian Li has perfected the basic PC-60 case with the same quality and performance you'd expect from Lian Li. Overall, this is a kick-ass product. Again, my name is Rodney Reynolds, and this has been another video review. Be sure to check back very soon. I will have a brand new one for you then. Also, pop into my website at www.3dgameman.com. And also, when you're there, you can go in and register if you haven't already. Registration is completely free. You can go in there and leave your very own suggestions and comments, and you can find out all kinds of information about all the products I video review. Until the next time, take care.